double load recording and then posting it. Okay, that's good. Hare Krishna Manohar Prabhu, Hari Bol.
Dandavat pranam Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Dandot Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Lagayate Girim Yatkirpatadham Bande Shri Gurum Din Taranam Paramanand Madhvam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyamadi Paschat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakti Vinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Ram Sankirtan ki jai Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai Nitai Gaur Pranandi Hari Hari Bol Hare Krishna. So we'll start chapter 13 and 14. Chapter 13 is titled Five Potent Forms of Devotional Service, and chapter 14 is titled as Devotional Qualification. So far, we have talked about sadhana bhakti. We saw the definition of sadhana bhakti. Before that, we saw what is pure bhakti, uttam bhakti, and then what are the angas of bhakti. So until chapter 12, we saw 59 angas of bhakti. And then in this chapter, again, those five potent forms of the devotion are emphasized, re-emphasized, and emphasized again and again, because it's very important for us to know. And then after that, from chapter 15, Raganuga Bhakti will start. So anybody remember what was the clarification of bhakti that we have seen so far? What are the types of bhakti we have seen so far? Anybody remembers? What are types of bhakti we have seen so far? Just a small quiz.
Sadhana, Bhav, and Prem.
Sadhana, Bhav, and Prem. Yes. So three types of bhakti: Sadhana bhakti, Bhava bhakti, and Prema bhakti. So in Sadhana bhakti, there are two types. What are those types?
Um, Vaidi and Raganuga.
Raganu. Yes. So right now we are in Badhi bhakti, Badhi bhakti, and Badhi bhakti is considered bhakti where we have to follow vidhi methods. So what are the two things that we heard or learned out of definition of sadhana bhakti? Vimala Mataji, what are those two things you said last time?
Action using avidya with goal.
Yes.
Bhav
So
Prem.
there should be action, then there should be goal. We do act for a goal. Okay. So through Badhi Bhakti, our goal is to come to the stage of Raganuga Bhakti.
Yeah.
And after Raganuga Bhakti, we come to the stage of Bhava Bhakti, and then we go to Prem Bhakti. So that's how so far we have studied. For this course, we have to, yeah,
Prabhu, are
yes.
Vaidi Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti parallel paths, or which leads to Bhav Bhakti?
Yes, it's no, it's Raganuga Bhakti is higher stage of Sadhana Bhakti.
Oh. Mhm.
Once we are uh, free of all the anartha nivritti,
Mhm.
then the thrust The word that is being used for Raganuga Bhakti is thrust for serving Supreme Personality of Godhead. So right now we have some thrust, but we are still following the Vidhi. But when that Vidhi becomes spontaneous, when that Vidhi becomes natural, our love is fully awakened and without any restrictions, without any terms and conditions, without any reservation. We are now in desire. We are fully absorbed in serving Krishna. Then that becomes raga.
Yeah, you had given the example of a child walking. So uh, in the initial stages, the child doesn't know how to walk. So that is sadhana bhakti. Vaidhi
Right,
sadhana bhakti.
right. And once child knows the goal, and then he starts walking towards that goal without any other motivation, then it becomes rag. Rag means attachment. Bhakti when it is done with attachment. So under sadhana bhakti, there are some attachment and there are some detachment. Both attachment and detachment are seen in sadhana bhakti.
Can we
But
say, Prabhuji, that in sadhana, Vaidhi sadhana
in
bhakti, we
Vaidhi
are
bhakti,
struggling with the first four rings of the
yes,
ladder?
yes, most likely, yes, yes. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivritti. Yes. And then Nishtha, Ruchi, Ashakti. Those are Raga stage. And then Bhava is third stage. And Prema is final stage. Yes. So in Vaidhi Bhakti, there are 64 angas. Out of that 64 angas, 5 angas are principal angas. So we are going to basically go through those 5. We are going to see the verses that talks about it. So Prabhupada has just given the summary, but these summaries are coming from these verses. So first out of 5 is Priti Shraddha Sri Murtir Anghari Shevane. So Anghari Shevane means serving the deity with Priti and Shraddha, with love, with affection and faith. With affection and faith, serving the deity. And then next one is Bhagavad Arthanam Ashwado, releasing the Bhagavatam in association of devotee. So deity worship and Bhagavatam. And then the third one, which is 62 items. This is beautiful, beautiful point. Bhagavad Swami says that we associate, right? But what type of association is considered devotee association? What type of association is favorable for our bhakti, right? Not all association are favorable to bhakti. So he says, Sajatiya Ashaya Snigde Sadhu Sangha Swatovare. So there are 3 terms here I would like you to know. Association means Sajatiye, number 1. So Sajatiye means normally Sajatiye means the one who falls under same category. Jati, same jati, Sajati. So Sajatiye means like-minded. So what is like-minded for us? Those devotees who are strictly following the teaching of Brahmada Gaurya Sampradaya. They are Sajatiya. Okay. So Sajatiya, it has to be Sajatiya. Association from other type of personalities, other devotees, maybe they are devotee, but if their beliefs are different, their faiths are different, they follow, like for example, associating with the people who are worshipping Sai Baba, it's not considered Sajati, right? Yeah, it's not considered sajati. Or somebody who is worshipping somebody else, it's not association. So you cannot say that, okay, I'm associating with somebody, they also believe in God, or all God is the same God, so I'm associating with them, and it's favorable for my bhakti. No, it might be distracting. So it has to be sajatiya. And then that association should be snigde. Snigde means not fighting, but affection. Affection. Katyanti ramanti cha. Right? What they are doing, they are in association, associating about, talking about pastimes. Sometimes, one more thing I wanted to very very important thing to tell. We should not, sometimes we should not take the topic of Bhagavatam and try to target some particular type of, concept. Like, for example, take philosophy and start, targeting, some particular social problem. That is not the intent. Bhagavatam class or any class when you are giving, it's a humble request that don't unnecessarily say things which are not told by Shastra, which is not told by Acharya. Okay. We are not here to solve the social problem or material problem. Because if we keep the Vani pure, then the hearer will be benefited and you yourself will be also benefited. So there should be association of like-minded devotee and there should be affection. So affection means there is exchange of devotional topic. Okay. And then Swato Vare. You know Vare? Vare is senior. Okay. So associating with those personalities who are superior, who are senior in bhakti. So these three things we have to always watch in our association. Number one, it's like-minded person, like-minded personality. Number two, there is environment to exchange the bhakti. And third, as much as possible, try to associate with senior devotee, pure devotee, because they will take you one step up towards Krishna. So these three types of association Rupa Goswami is asking us to do. Can somebody summarize what are those three things?
Like-minded, senior devotees and associating with
and
our,
affectionate.
yeah,
Affectionate. So
affection.
like-minded, affectionate, and
Senior.
superior devotee. So these three things, please always remember. And those type of association, if we seek, it's going to favor us to progress in the path of bhakti. It will promote us on the path of bhakti. And then the fourth one is Nam Sankirtanam, chanting Krishna's names. And chanting Krishna names in group, in association of Sajatiya, Snigdha, and Swatovare. In their association, we should chant name of Krishna. And then the fourth one is Mathura Mandale Sthitihi, living at the holy places such as Mathura and Vrindavan. So this 5 form is what Rupa Goswami says. Now, as a trained devotee, you should say these 5 things. You should not say something that is not here. Okay. I heard sometimes people say diet. Where it's saying about diet? There is nothing about diet here. It doesn't say anything about diet. So say things that acharyas have taught. Say things that you have, studied. Things that Rupa Goswami has said and other acharyas have said. So 5 things you have to remember. Deity worship. We have to have sadhu sangha. Reading Bhagavatam, books associating with like-minded, affectionate, and senior devotee, and then chanting name of Krishna in association of devotee and staying in holy places such as Mathura and Vrindavan. So these are the five most potent form of devotional service. So we'll see some reference. Serving deity. Mama nama sadagrahi. Mama seva priya sada. Bhaktis tasmai pradattavaya natu mukti kadachana. Mama nama sadagraha. Those who always chanting sadagrahi. Mama nama sadagrahi. The one who are chanting my name with respect. And Mama seva priya sada. And always engage in my devotional service. Bhaktis tasmai pradatvaya natu mukti kadachana. I shall award bhakti to them. So one who is worshipping deity, chanting name of Krishna, they get bhakti as award and not the liberation. So this liberation is referring to Sayujya, Shalokya, Samipya, Sarsishti type of mukti. But bhakti is beyond, and we have studied about that. Okay, so the benefit, one may say, okay, so these five forms, understand, how does it help? Krishna says that those who are engaged in deity worship and chanting my name, they receive bhakti. And devotee association, we talked about it. Sajatiyasya, Sajatiya, Snigdha, Swatavaro. These three, like-minded, affectionate, and more advanced devotee. And then about Bhagavatam, Nigam Kalpataru Galitam Phalam, Sugamukhad Amrit Drav Samavitakam, Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam, Murahu Rasik Bhui Bhagavaha. This verse you know. So Nigama Kalpatarur Galitam Phalam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the mature fruit of the desired tree of Veda. And it is emanating from the mouth of Shukadeva Goswami. So it's already a mature fruit, mature fruit like mango, which is about to be ripened, mature fruit. And when it's beaten up by beak of parrot, the fruits even become much tastier. I don't know how many of you have experienced tasting those mangoes which are beaten by parrots. In my childhood, I have. It becomes even, sweeter, much tastier. So that the beak of parrot is so tasty that when it bites, it injects the sweetness into the mango. So Srimad Bhagavatam is a mature fruit of all the Vedas, essential teaching of the Veda. And not only that, but when we hear that from the mouth of Sukadeva Goswami, it becomes even more nectarian. So, O expert and thoughtful devotee, Muraho, Rasik Bhui Bhavuka, Rasika. Rasika means the one who is releasing, like butterflies and bees. They release the nectar out of flower. So Rasika is referred to those advanced devotee, O Rasika, O lover. Release, Pibata, Pibat means to drink, Bhagavatam. Rasam means nectar. And what is that? Rasam Alayam. It's Alayam, Vidyalayam, Devalayam. It's nectar. It has, a storage of rasa. It's not that there are 1 or 2 drop of rasa. So we should be hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. And then Nam Chintamani Krishnash Chaitanya Ras Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinatvan Nama Namino. The holy name of Krishna is the means and goal. The name of Krishna is none different than Krishna himself. So when we are saying Krishna, that is Krishna. Now, does it reveal to us like Krishna? Maybe not. And because of our impurity, because of the contamination that we have. But name of Krishna is Krishna himself. And then this is, we have seen in Nectar of Instruction, Vaikuntha Janito Vara Madhu Puri Tatra Pirasotashvat Vrindaranyam Udara Paniraman Patatrapi Govardhanaha. We have seen this verse, right? Radha Kunda Miha Pigo Kulapate Prem Amritava Palvanat Kuryad Asya Virajato Giritate Shivam Viveki Nakaha. So this gives the gradation that material world is full with anxiety, but higher than that is Vaikuntha, where there is no anxiety. And higher than Vaikuntha is Mathura, higher than Mathura is Vrindavan, and higher than Vrindavan is Govardhan Hill. And then the foot of Govardhan Hill, where we have Sri Radha Kunda, that is the topmost place. So devotees should stay wherever. These are all holy places. Okay. So one should stay to these holy places. We have seen that. And then a person now who are engaged in devotional service, he acquires all good qualities. Okay. So what we do? Well, by doing bhakti, and these are the 2 important verses that I'm going to quote here. One should know that bhakti is not missing anything. So in Madhurya Kadambini, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur talks about this. He gives what are the qualifications to receive devotion. So many of you have received bhakti, but do you know what is the qualification for you to perform bhakti? Not everybody is doing bhakti. There are some people who never takes up the bhakti. You know, somebody takes very loosely, very softly their life. This life they will take a little bit, next life they will take a little bit, next life they will take a little bit. So somebody who is very serious in bhakti, by default you should know that that person is life after life ahead. And that person has already accumulated a lot of piety, agyat swikriti. So he says that, why one should even do bhakti? Well, because all the qualities will be achieved by performing bhakti. You achieve everything by performing bhakti. And this is also a verse that says how a devotee should be. This is coming from Skanda Puran. Antaha Sudhir Bahir Shuddhi. Shuddhi means purity, right? So devotee should be Antah Sudhir, clean from inside, and Bahi Shuddhis, and clean from outside. Okay. Tapa Shanti Adayastatha. Shanti, peacefulness. Tapa, austerity. So internal and external cleanliness, Shuddhi, and peaceful and austere. Okay. So these are some of the quality that devotees should have. Ami guna parpadyante. and other qualities such as Hari Sheva Abhikaminam. So person who are engaged in devotional service, they get internal and external Shuddhi. They are living austere life, peaceful life, and other quality also manifest over the time. Why? Because Hari Seva Abhi Kaminam. Kamna. Kamna means desire. Why? What is their desire? Their desire is that they are engaged in devotional service of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hari Seva Abhi Kaminam. So this desire itself is purifying. Whatever service we do, wherever we do, however we do, as long as it's related to Krishna, it's very purifying. And then he says a person who are engaged in devotional service. So there is the other side of this verse, but I'm just going to go through this verse. It says, Yat karma bhir yat tapasya gyan vairagatasya yogena dana dharmena sriyabhir trayarapi. Sarvam mad bhakti yogena mad bhakto lavtanjasa swarga apvarga mad dhama kathana chidyadi vanchati. So katha anchid api vanchati. My devotee, vanchati, means bereft. Bereft. So whatever result, this is a beautiful verse. You should quote this verse when you are giving classes or talking to the outsider. So whatever result one gets by ritualistic activity or by tapasya or by knowledge or by renunciation or by engaging into some sort of mystic yoga or by religious activity such as dan and other similar activity, out of all, bhakti is Srivavir. Bhakti is the topmost. And all the results that one achieve by this activity separately, Sarvam Mad Bhakti Yogena, all of that is achieved by engaging in devotional service. On the other hand, Krishna says in Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto to Uddhav, he says that if somebody is engaged in dana, tapasya, austerity, purity, religious activity, whatever they are engaged in, by none of these things one can achieve bhakti. Now, this is not the topic, but he says that by any other means, one cannot achieve bhakti. Bhakti is independent. Aituki yadrikshaya. Okay, so nothing can cause bhakti. Bhakti cannot be caused by your tapasvi, or you are austere, or you are doing charity, or you are doing donations, or you are nothing can cause bhakti. Bhakta sanjayate bhaktaha. Bhakti sanjayate bhaktaya. Bhakti comes from bhakti herself. It's self-causative. The cause of bhakti is bhakti itself, which is the person who have bhakti, they can inject bhakti. So bhakti would not come by any other process, but the result that you get through bhakti is superior than the result we get from all of these other process. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udharadi tivrena bhakti yogena yajata purusham param. So kam, akam, whatever you have, moksha, whatever desire you have, Sukadeva Goswami says, Tivrena Bhakti Yogena, engage in devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purusham Param. Engage in the devotional service of Supreme Personality of Godhead, because all other desire, Kama, Kam, Moksha, everything will be fulfilled. And with that process, when we purify, ultimately, we go back to home, back to Krishna. Okay. Then we have to understand now, bhakti is based on this very beautiful concept, and I would like to little bit dwell here. Yukt Vairagya. So how many of you have heard about Yukt Vairagya?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, we heard about
Okay, I heard about it, right. So, anasaktasya vishayan, anashaktya vishayan, yatha arham upayun upayun jatah nirbandh Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam uchyate. This is beautiful, 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 concept that is coming here. So, devotee, have we talked about different degree of attachment? Can anybody remember? I have talked about four types of attachment. Anybody remembers what are those 4 types of attachment? Once I showed the slide and talked about that. So living entity has attachment, and according to Shastra, there are 4 types of attachment. What is the first one? Vishaya Sangraha. Right? Remember? Anybody remember? So Vishaya Sangraha is the attachment where one is highly driven by desire of enjoying the senses. So dukkha nivriti, sukha pravriti. So that person will be always chasing happiness and trying to get away of suffering. Right? So that is Vishaya Sangraha. And then higher than that is dovetailing, Samanjasya. Okay? Dovetail stage where one is not prominently pursuing the sense gratification, but the desire of sense gratification is still there. Okay. And dovetailing is where we have a car, we like to have car, but that car we'll use for devotional service. We are not fully surrendered to Krishna. We have jobs, but the money that we make, we use that money serving Krishna. So it's not full surrender. It's not full Saranagati. Okay. But Saranagati is up to the extent where things are being done for the purpose of Krishna consciousness. So Vishaya Sangraha, dovetailing. Dovetailing is the one where most of sadhaka in the beginning stage falls. And then the higher than that is Yukt Vairagya. So that's what I'm telling you. What is the Yukt Vairagya? This is the 3rd stage. And in Yukt Vairagya stage, one is doing only those things which are favorable for bhakti. So while remaining detached from material objects, anasaktasya vishayan, he has some degree of interest. Yatha arham upayunjataha. So he is means together. So his attachment upa unjataha, his attachment is up to some extent for his benefit little bit, not for his benefit at all, then it becomes dovetailing. His attachment is only for the extent that he can serve Krishna. We are talking about Yukt Vairagya. And a perfect example is that we have chamra at our house. Now, many of us go to Vrindavan, buy chamra, put into our bag and very nicely bring it. Or we buy peacock, fan, very nicely put in our bag, bring it. or all the paraphernalia, like a small cups, a small achman, lamp. What do you do with all of that? Is there any purpose that you have for that? No. The only purpose is that those items are in service of Krishna. Those items are being used in service of Krishna. And that's why your attachment is. Your attachment with that item is only up to the extent as long as it's being used in service of Krishna. So Yukt Vairagya is a very higher stage where devotee have possession, but those possessions are only nirbandha Krishna sambandhe. There are two words here, nirbandha and sambandha. Okay. So sambandha is for nirbandha, or nirbandha is for the sambandha. So detachment is for serving Krishna, or attachment is for serving Krishna. So this is the Yukt Vairagya stage. So we should at least come to this stage, Yukt Vairagya stage, which is higher than dovetailing. And then last stage is Ragatmika stage, a spontaneous stage, Ragatmika. And 6 Goswamis, they were completely renounced. They would live beneath the tree, and so we cannot imitate. The purpose of this teaching is not to tell us to imitate 6 Goswamis, but the purpose of that discussion is to give the example that how a spontaneous, a natural attachment to Krishna looks like. In that stage, anything that is disturbing, time-consuming, taking away from Krishna, devotee completely refrain from that object, whatever it is, and fully surrender in service of Krishna. So this Yukt Vairagya is very, very higher stage. And in act of devotion, we talk this concept. So please remember this word. As a devotee, we are trying to come to the stage of Yukt Vairagya. So Prabhupada was at this stage. People will come and tell, oh, what is the difference between you and other person? You also have, concern about how we will get the money, how this book will be printed, how this book will be distributed. You also have chinta, right? You also have absorption. So yeah, but that absorption is very purifying, because this is only related to Krishna. Okay, so these two terms are coined together, Yukt Vairagya and Falgu Vairagya. Okay, so Yukt Vairagya is the place where everyone is aspiring to be. But then there is Falgu Vairagya, which is useless renunciation. Parpan chi katayah budhaya hari sambandhi vastunaha mukshubhihi parityago vairagyam falgu katyate. So having a mindset that there are some objects which are just the material. Like for example, what is the utility of a pot? Oh, this is material. One may think like that. No, I don't want to touch pot. If I touch pot, then I'll become sansari. Oh, I don't want to get into the car. If I drive car, I become sansari. So thinking that objects have simply material utility. There is a story that bunch of dollar piled, put together, was beneath a dirty road. So the money had some amount of dirt on top of it. And one very renounced person came, and as soon as he saw that there is dollar coined and dollar tied together and put it on the path that he was walking through. He saw it and he, passed by. He didn't even go 2 feet closer to that money. Oh, no, this is Maya. And then there was a second person who came and he saw that, oh my gosh, there is money. If a renounced person will come, he will get attracted seeing this much wealth. So he put dust on it, cover it, so that nobody else can get deluded, get attracted by this money. Right behind, there was one devotee coming. He saw that. He saw that the person was putting dirt on that wealth. He ran towards it, removed all the dirt, took the money, dust all the dust off, put it into his pocket, and became very happy, thinking, oh, I got money now. I can use this money to offer nice bhoga to my deity. And my Lord has been, out for so long. I can even use this money to build a temple. I'll build a temple, and whatever money I will have left over, I'll use that money to have nice bhoga to my Lord. So which one you prefer? Question is for you. The first one, who doesn't want to even get close to the wealth. Second one, who is covering it. Or third one, who took it and used it for the service of Krishna. Which one of these is complying with the definition of Yukta Vairagya? Let me ask that way.
Third one.
Third one. Yes. The third person is complying with the. Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Mataji, thank you.
Prabhu, the second person takes it and puts it in his pocket, right?
No, he puts dust on it. He covers it. He covers it.
No, but puts in his pocket for his personal use.
I don't know. There might be other version of the story. Yeah, he can. Maybe Sansarik person can put it in his pocket.
Yeah. Even I also heard just recently I heard Prabhupada lecture. So he gave similar example, like he said $100, 100 rupees. So same example. Somebody want to enjoy it, or example slightly different, like one enjoying it or one leaving it. Both are not correct.
Yes. So here is how you can say the same story. Okay, you can say that there is money on the ground, dollars bill, $100 bill or $1,000 bills, whatever it is. A materialistic person will take that money, put into his pocket. He will feel very happy that he got a lot of money. I'll buy a car. I'll take my wife to Hawaii and have a nice vacation. He can think like that. Another person will come and he will just get refrain from even getting close to it. The third person will come, he will cover it up. The fourth person will come and take it and he will use it in the service of Krishna. So the same story you can present in different format. But the point here is that this story presents a beautiful example of Yukta Vairagya. Is it good enough, Prabhuji? But other 2 or 3 personalities that we just saw, they are Falgu Vairagya. Right? Especially not the first one. First one is taking, so there is no Vairagya. The second one who is going away from the dollar bill, and second one who is putting dust. These two are practicing Falgu Vairagya. So collecting fund for service of Krishna is Yukta Vairagya. Anything before we move to the next slide? Is this clear? You clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. I think those 2 verses are Prabhupada quotes many times, I believe.
Yes,
So
many times.
Yeah,
many of his classes. You are right, Prabhu. You are right. These 2 verses, but one of this verse is coming from Nectar of Devotion. It gives us the definition of Yukta Vairagya. You are right, Prabhuji. You are right. Okay, now we are going to see Ek Anga or Anek Anga Bhakti. So, what is the utility of this discussion? We talked about 5 potent forms and we talked about 64 Anga of Bhakti. Somebody will ask, Prabhu, so should I do one of these? Should I do 2 of these, 3 of these, 4 of these, 5 of this, 10 of this, all of this, none of this? None of this for sure you cannot do, right? But even if you do one, Ek Anga, or you do Anek Anga, as long as you follow and you do perfectly, you will have the same result. So Sravanam, hearing, Ashmarnam, Padsevanam, Archanam, Bandham, Dasyam, we have heard, right? The 9 Anga Bhakti. Even if you do 1 Anga or 9 Angas, you will have equal result as long as you do it right. So here we are going to see the example of Ek Anga devotees. Devotees who got perfection by following 1 Anga of Bhakti. Okay, so let's see who they are. Sri Vishnu Sarvane Parikshit Abhavad. Parikshit Maharaj, he perfected his life by hearing. So Parikshit Maharaj is example of Sranatmika Bhakti. And then Vaisekhi Kirtane, son of Vyasdev, Vaiyasakhi, by reciting the Bhagavatam, Kirtane, glorification of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Sukadeva Goswami got perfected by that. Prahlad Ashmarne, by remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Prahlad got perfected. Tad Anghari Bhajane Lakshmi. Lakshmi Maharani, by massaging the feet, Tad Angari. And Prithu Maharaj, Pujane, by deity worship. Akruraj, Akrura, To Abhivandane, by offering prayer. Putsa, Padhyam Ishware Prakite Param, Laksham Sarohit, Bhutanamantar Bharavastitam. Right? Quinti prayers. So offering prayers. Kapi Patir Daseyatha, Hanumanji, as a servitude, in the mood of servitude. Shakhaye Arjuna, and as a friend, Arjuna. Sarvas Atma Nivadhane Balir Abhut Krishna Pitir Esampara. Krishna Pitir, the love. So Bali Maharaj, Sarvasva Atma, by giving everything, Nivedana. Sarvasya Atma Nivedana. Atma Nivedana Tuga Padikari. Hoi nobody Shukhi. Dukha Dure Gelo, Chinta na Rahilo. Chaudile Ananda Dekhi. Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings in Sarnagati. My dear Lord, Atma Nivedana Tuga Padikari. Since I have surrendered at your feet, Hoi nobody Shukhi, I have become very happy. Dukha Dure Gelo. There is no sorrow. Chinta na Rahilo. There is no anxiety. Chaudile Ananda Dekhi. In all 4 directions, I see happiness. So, Bali Maharaj, Atma Nivedana, fully surrendering at the lotus feet of Krishna. So, this is Ek Anga Bhakti, devotional service, where devotee took 1 limb of the bhakti and by performing, they perfected their life. Now there is Aneka Anga, which means by taking multiple Anga Bhakti. And Amrish Maharaj is another beautiful example. All of you know this, right? Might be known concept. So Amrish Maharaj practiced all the 9 limbs of Bhakti, and he also perfected his life. So either you do Ek Anga Bhakti or Anek Anga Bhakti, your life will be perfected. But let me first go through it and then I'll try to give you some essential learning. Shavai Manashah Krishna Padaravindayor Vachamsi Vyakuntha Gunanuvarnane Karau Harer Mandira Marjan Adishu Srutum Chakrachuta Satkathopadaya Kathodaya Mukunda Lingalaya Darshane Drishau Tadvritya Gatra Sparsha Angashangamam Trinam Chatatpad Saroj Saurabhe Srimat Tulsaya Rashanam Tad Arpite Padau Hare Kshetre Padanu Sarpane Shiro Rishikesha Pad Abhivandane Kamam Chadashe Natu Kam Kamaya Yatho Utam Shloka Janasraya Rati Yatho Utam Shloka. Wherever the Utam Shloka is Krishna. Utam Shloka Gunanuvarnam. So Savai Manah Krishna Pado Ravindra, by controlling mind on the feet of Krishna. Word by talking about Krishna. Hands by cleaning the deities and temple of Krishna. Ears in hearing the narrations. Eyes in seeing the deities of Mukunda. Mukunda Ling Alaya Darshane Darshau. Sense of touch in touching the devotee bodies. Sense of a smell in smelling the fragrance of Tulsi. Tongue in tasting the Lord's prasad. Legs in walking to holy places and temples. Head in bowing to Lord's Rishikesh feet. This is very important, One day we were talking about that we should keep on bowing our head down again and again and again and again. Desire in Lord's service. So he did all of this. Okay, so Ek Anga, Bahu Anga. But some of these processes, some of these personalities were not in the age of Kali. So Bahu Anga or one Anga. There is, for age of Kali, there is one Anga that is mandatory. That you must do. Other Anga can definitely take you there, but there is one Anga that can take you very high in Krishna consciousness very quickly. So that one Anga is mandatory. Anybody knows what is that one Anga?
Chanting the holy name.
Yes. So chanting the holy name of Krishna, Harinam Sankirtanam, that is mandate. And other Angas, following of other Angas, help us develop the mood to chant Shuddh name of Krishna. So although one Anga definitely is sufficient, but in this age of Kali, Prabhupada and Mahaprabhu personal recommendation is that Kali Kale Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar. In Kali Kale, Krishna has incarnated in his holy name. Okay, so you can take other process as you like. For example, as a ISKCON Sadhaka, all of us have to chant 16 rounds every day. Okay, it's very important that we chant 16 rounds and do other services, cooking, deity worship, mopping the temple floor, shopping, buying dresses, buying flowers, taking care of temple, utility, all of that, any other services, service, seva, any other seva you can do, whatever fits with your personality. But one thing is for sure, without any compromise, we should chant name of Krishna. Okay, so that is basically chapter number 13 and 14. Ek anga, anek anga, we talked about. We talked about Yukt Vairagya and Falgu Vairagya. This is very important, by the way, you should remember this. And then we talked about supremacy of the bhakti, how independent is the bhakti and how superior is the bhakti. And then we talked about 5 potent forms of devotional service. Okay, so these are some of the beautiful discussion that we had today, and I would like to see if there is any questions and realization before we move to next chapter. So anybody, anything they would like to talk before we move to the next one? At least I can introduce the next chapter. Spontaneous devotional service.
Prabhuji, you mentioned Yukt Vairagya and Falgu Vairagya.
Yeah.
And that was just after saying, okay, you know,
Bhakti can give you everything.
Yeah, Bhakti can give everything, nothing is. So why was that point raised? I mean, I see in the book it is there also.
So those 5 angas of bhakti, right? Those 5 angas of bhakti, first one, Shraddha Sabda Vishwas Kahadir Nishchaya. The first one, the first slide that we said that bhakti is superior, supremacy of the bhakti. So he'll say this 5 anga I have to follow. But we are telling, Rupa Goswami is saying that, but by following these 5 anga, you should know that you are engaged in superior, the most supreme service of Supreme Personality of Godhead, the most, superior service. Okay. Now you are engaged in most superior service of Supreme Personality of Godhead, but there is a mood for that. Okay, there is a mood, and mood should be na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavita va jagdis kamaye mam janmani janmani ishware bhavatad bhakti hetu kitoi. My dear Lord, this dhanam janam sundarim, all of that is great, good. Sounds like, feels like that it's giving me some relief, but ultimately relief is that I need your ahituki bhakti. So this angas of bhakti, 5 plus other angas of bhakti, this bhakti should perform with confidence that it will give you everything. We see still our devotees, and sometimes it sounds not good that Ramacharya says like that, but they still have so many connections. They still think that everything is bhakti. Going to this place, going to that place, going to this Baba, that Baba, all of that is bhakti. But no, Prabhupada Goswami is saying, no. Just engage in devotional service, do bhakti. By this devotional service, all other results that you will get by engaging in ritualistic activity or sacrifices or austerity or dhan or tapasya, all of that will be obtained. But here is how you do. You do in the mood of Yukt Vairagya. Okay, and then now, last but not least, let me tell you that one of these will be sufficient. But you can do ekena, you can do bahuna, aneka, whatever works with you, depending on, like somebody has a very, chanting has to be done by everybody, but then somebody has artistic instrument playing a skill, play for Krishna. Somebody has very good cooking skill, cook for Krishna. Somebody has nice, dressing skill, dress for Krishna. Somebody has beautiful skill to maintain temple, take care of temple, making sure that temple is in good condition. That's bhakti. That's bhakti, pure bhakti. Do like that. But chanting is also chanting and other thing, So like that. So that's how it finishes. It gives a very beautiful summary of Vaidhi Bhakti. So if you ask me to summarize it, we've gone through 64 Anga of Bhakti. After that, we said 5 Anga are potent Anga. Then we said that, wait a minute, by doing Bhakti, you'll get everything. Don't think that there is anything else that you have to do. But here is how, you should do. And engage in one or engage in Bahu, depending on how is your interest. All of that will deliver you at the feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's how you can summarize. You good, Prabhuji?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. So I'll just quickly go through this slide and then we'll open for any QA. So next chapter, 15 and 16, is going to talk about Raga, Noga, Bhakti. So Vaidhi Bhakti is done. 64 Anga Bhakti is done. So my humble request, do your homework, please, and go through these readings, and you will have great learning as you are doing your homework. So now we are going to talk the second part of sadhana bhakti. Vaidhi Bhakti we talked about. Now we are going to talk about Raga Noga Bhakti. So first we'll see definition of Raga Noga Bhakti. And Raga Noga Bhakti encapsulate, hope this is the right word, yeah, encapsulate the concept of Ragatmika Bhakti. Ragatmika Bhakti. And this Ragatmika Bhakti is seen in Vrindavan Vashi, Gopis, and other, residents of Vrindavan, Nand Maharaj and Mother Yashoda. So they have Ragatmika Bhakti. So we'll understand what is the meaning of Ragatmika Bhakti. And then we'll see that one can be liberated, one can get mercy. This liberation is different than liberation that we normally understand. So one can come to the pinnacle, to the crest of bhakti by thinking of Krishna in one way or various way. But it's advised that one should engage in bhakti thinking in favor about Krishna. Because if we think unfavorably, then in that way, the destination is not very high. So unfavorable way of thinking about Krishna is demoniac way of thinking about Krishna. An example is given that Kamsa always had fear. Anytime Krishna can come and kill me. So he also thought about Krishna. But that type of thinking is not prescribed. It's not given as a prescription for devotee. Don't think about Krishna as Shishupal, always envious. Rather, think about Krishna as devotee, like Gopis and Nand Baba, Yashoda Mataji, Gopals, and all other friends and devotees of Krishna. And in that case, our destination will be back to whom? Back to Krishna. And then we'll talk about types of Ragatmika Bhakti. Kam Rupi Ragatmika Bhakti and Sambandh Rupi Ragatmika Bhakti. So these two chapters will go very quickly. Then after that, we'll talk about Bhava Bhakti. Then we'll talk about Prema Bhakti. and then this nectar of devotion will finish. You should be ready for your exam. So we'll start chapter 15 and 16 in next session. Bina Mataji is raising her hand. Mataji, yes, please stop sharing. Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Dandavata Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
in the beginning, you of the chapter, you mentioned about not to talk about, not to mention any scripture. I mean, take reference of scripture to solve some social issues or something like that, right? So,
Yeah,
in the morning today, I just speaked into the Bhagavatam class today, and
yeah.
whoever was
But did you speak something I didn't hear?
no. So today in the morning,
Uh-huh.
I got into the Bhagavatam class for just for a few minutes,
Yeah,
and I heard the speaker say about, like, his experience or something like that, and he was telling about how, like, the sentence was like, even if you don't want it, Krishna will force you to do it, something like that, right? So
yeah.
do you say that that was not something that we should be mentioning?
I mean, yeah, sometimes one may get scared, after hearing this. Krishna definitely is Sridham Sarabhutanam Gyatwamam Santi Mrikshati. If there is one person who is most dear to you or I or anybody else, is Krishna. So how Krishna will make you suffer? Never. How Krishna has, if Krishna would have to make me suffer, then I would have gone through this suffering in previous lives. So many lives he never came and never, you know, uh, interfere with my free will. So there are other perspectives, there are other shastric perspective behind what happens in somebody's life. And it's not that Krishna does not force to karmic people. Let's put it that way. He doesn't interfere with somebody's free will. If your free will is to desire the material opulences that Krishna has, he would not interfere. But he does work with his devotee. And he does work with his devotee, making sure that devotee can come towards him without feeling severe pain, unless and until one is not ready. So if you are not ready, Krishna will not put you in that trouble. That's the simple way to say. So there are perspective behind certain statement. And then when we are talking in the classes and other places, we might not get enough time to, talk all the, prospect of that. But in one of his letter, Prabhupada said that now he's saying to the temple president, now you all are temple president. And Krishna is forcing you now to perform pure devotion. Step up and show more surrender towards Krishna. So the point that is being made here, that Dadati Buddhi Yogam Tam Tena Mamupyantite. Krishna does help his pure devotee by facilitating the means by which they can come to him, but he does not force if one is not ready to take. That's how the philosophy is. He would not force you if you are not ready to. How come Krishna will force you? Because you are a devotee of Krishna. How he will do something that you are not ready to take? No. It doesn't happen like that. But if you are ready to take, then Krishna will give you the path. Krishna will give you the direction. Mataji, follow up, ask something after this so that I can understand if I said what you were trying to hear or no.
Yes, Prabhuji, I understood. So the thing is, when we are say our statement should be according to the time, circumstances, and place.
Very important.
And
So let me, it's very, very, that's why I always, request that, this Shastric teaching and Shastric discussion should always be done by a devotee, a person who have studied Shastra very systematically, who have understood the essential teaching of Brahmada Gauriya Sampradaya, and who are talking, which are aligned with the teaching of Acharya, not somebody who is giving class for show off, not somebody who is prematurely, giving class, not somebody just because I'm learning, all of those things are good. But, when you are on the Vyasasana, you should be addressing, you should be the representative of Vyasdev, which means you are saying things which are aligned with Guru Shastra and Sadhu. It's big responsibility. It's big responsibility. So that part is definitely there for sure. But sometimes also, very qualified, mature devotee might not have enough time to put all the perspective behind a statement. So it has both side of it. When I started giving class, what I would do? There was prabhupadavani.org. Okay, I would just go there and print one of the lecture and just memorize the whole lecture and just go and talk. Nothing, just repeat Prabhupada. That's the safest way. Prabhupada has said that. But over the time, I started studying the scripture very systematically. So many, books I read. Then some of the concept, still I don't, try to say things like, if somebody asking me to say something, I'll just go maybe say something from Madhurya Kadambini, say something from Bhakti Alok, say something from Bhakti Viveka, say something, from Chaitanya like that. You can quote Shastra. Here is Shastra saying this, here is Shastra saying this, that's all. That's our responsibility. Prabhupada said, we are the postman. What is the postman service? Take the mail, you send mail to somebody, your money, however money you want to send. My duty is to take as it is and drop it. So these are the way of giving classes. But sometimes people enjoy, oh, very nice. It's okay. But the real format of talking among the devotees is that Shastrik Vachan, Mana Karma Vachena, mind and word, everything should be aligned with some great Acharya. And all you are doing is that you are adding your realization. Realization is, but not saying something that is not, essence of the teaching. But that takes time also. That takes time also. So it has both sides, Mataji. It has both sides. Right. But be rest assured that Krishna will protect you. Krishna will take care of you. Krishna is loving father, extremely loving father. And, I have a weakness of my heart. I still want to do his bhakti. Having a nice home, nice car, he will give me. He'll say that, okay, you are doing my bhakti this way. You are liking it. I'll let you do it. If I'm ready to say that, my dear Lord, now I want to move out. I just want to surrender myself at your feet. He will say, okay, do it. I'll help you. So he's always like, father, putting the, holding the finger. How you want to walk? Okay, I'll help you walk. So all he's doing is that helping us walk. Okay, we are not at that advanced stage. Uttmadhikari, like Six Goswami's great devotee, where Krishna will personally come and say that let me drive now, you'll be on the back seat. That is very advanced stage of bhakti. Yes. But what we can do, we have to be among ourselves. We are dealing with, devotee of all types of Krishna consciousness. And in all of that, we have to retain our bhakti. And that is why, to be on the safer side, always, always follow Shastra. In fact, one of the very advanced devotee, He was telling me that how much we know. How much we know? Do you know? I said, no, Prabhu, I don't know. He said, we only know up to the extent Acharyas have revealed us. So we should, we don't know more than our Acharyas have told us. We should not try to, imitate like or pretend like that I know more than Prabhupada or Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Maharaj or any Acharya. Whatever they have told, just repeat it. That's all. We don't know more than them. That's the only up to extent, because they have Lila Spruti. Again, this is a different topic. Lila Spruti. They are empowered the eyes. They have chakshu to see the pastime of Supreme Personality of Godhead. But we not. We don't. So all we do is that just repeat it. Just repeat. Okay. So both sides of it, Mataji. Sometimes we also don't get enough time to put the whole perspective. But what I was trying to say is, like, for example, I have I have noticed some certain behavior pattern in somebody. Okay. Class should never be used to address that. Oh, I see devotee doing like that. Oh, I see person doing like that. Targeted towards one or two person. That is not, that is completely unacceptable format of class. Completely. Never ever. Bhagavatam is not talking about how Ramacharya behaves or how Bina Mataji is doing. Bhagavatam is talking about, absolute truth. So let's address that one. That's what it is. Yes, Mataji. What he says, Prabhu, personality of Godhead said, I especially favor someone, I gradually deprive him of his wealth. Then relative friends of such a poverty-stricken man abandon him. In this way, he suffers one distress after another. Yeah, but he said, personally, when I favor one.
Yes, Prabhuji. I think that's what you are trying to say.
Yeah.
Favoring one means that is not a simple thing. Very, very high thing, right?
Oh, Brahmand Brahmite Kono Bhagavan Jeev.
Yeah.
Manusyanam Sahasra Kasyavati Siddhayatanti Siddhanam Kasyavati Matatata. That favor, is talking about Prahlad Maharaj.
Yeah, it's not. It's really favor, not the.
Yeah, it's favor. Yeah, Prabhupada's. Prabhupada.
Yes.
What of the reason ISKCON is such a big organization now? Because Prabhupada failed in India.
Yeah. Yes.
And then he came America. He had a grand success, and the Western devotee becoming Krishna conscious was the glamour for Indian to follow, right? So yes, but not to ordinary sadhaka who have just started, performing the bhakti.
I think you nicely addressed saying that I like the point you mentioned. When devotee is not ready, Krishna would not be interfering that much, like
No. Bhakti. This is not my statement. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says,
Yeah.
and Krishna also saying, "Je jatha mam prapadyante." Yeah. Yes. So that's what he's saying. That the degree you have surrendered towards me, that degree I reciprocate.
Yeah.
So Krishna is not like that. I have just chanted once or twice the name of Krishna, and suddenly Krishna will come and interfere in my personal life. No. That's not the intent. If we have less faith, Krishna will help. For sure, he will help us increase that faith through Guru Shastra and Sadhu. But he's not going to snitch everything away, things like that. That's not how Krishna has never done it. No. Suhridam Sarvabhutana, always remember. Extremely kind father. Anybody has anything before we adjourn? ISKCON ISTL, who is using this? Who is using that ID? Santa Mataji, is you? Yeah, maybe it's you.
Oh, yes, Prabhu. I think I logged in from my mobile, so the default since it is coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. I was just trying to make sure that
yes, Prabhu. Just I logged in from my mobile, so since my mobile is default,
sit there. No problem. No, thank you, Mataji. Thank you for joining. Anybody, anything they would like to talk, or should we adjourn here? Manohar Prabhu, anything?
No, Prabhu, I'm good.
So pace is good, right?
Yeah, pace is good. Yeah. And
Okay.
we have to do a lot of work now with the homework.
Yeah, homework, I cannot, I'm just sharing here, I cannot allow now to do the exam of Nectar of Devotion or Upanishad until I receive all the homework.
Prabhuji, one question. I tried to
Yes.
submit the homework. I mean, do we have to submit all the homework, or we can submit
No, one by one. One by one. You can submit.
One by one we can, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But no, but it says turn in. When we say turn in,
So you can just, you can turn it other, I mean, you can download it, work on it, and then submit it. Is it not letting you do it?
no,
Prabhu,
it's
I
allowing
believe
me to.
it can be done for each document, Prabhu. There are maybe 6 or 7 documents.
Right. But it should also let you reply to that particular homework using your own version of
No. What I'm
Word
trying to
document.
say is when I can
Prabhu, you
say,
can resubmit it, Prabhu, actually. So Prabhu, this time Prabhu gave only one link for all the homework. So once you turn in, you have to resubmit again. I think we can do that.
okay, I'm not sure about that. So I was thinking maybe I'll do all the 6 homework and then turn in.
That's also fine.
Yeah.
That's also fine. You can do all 6 together, put them in one, file, one after another, and then submit it. That's also fine. As long as you are working, it's fine, Prabhu. Submission, whichever way you like to do, you can do that. Whatever makes your life easier. But I think we should start working on homework. Homework, if you do, class you have attended, and then exam you give, these 3 should be sufficient for you to award the certificate. I'm thinking that next batch when I start, I'm going to have 2 classes in a week. Maybe Tuesday and Saturday and Sunday. I'll have 2 classes so that I can save. I can just cut the time by half, right? For who?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
for Upanishads, no?
Yeah. No, in future also, like the next batch when I start for
Oh yeah.
Bhakti Shastri, I'm going to start 2 classes. Or if you all want 2 classes, I can start it from, this week or next week. Maybe 2 classes a week, Saturday and Sunday. If that's all you want, I can do that too.
The current way is good, Prabhuji. 1 class.
No, Prabhu, no 2 classes.
Okay.
Prabhuji, there is no turn in link in the Nectar of Devotion that I can see.
There is no turn on link.
It is there, Mataji. Yesterday only I submitted. It is there.
I should. I think it should be the same way we
Sure,
did in
Mataji.
past.
I'll work with Mataji then. Prabhuji, no worries.
Yeah, I just logged into my system here. NID homework. I can let me go to the people. If I see Bina Mataji is here, and then NID homework assigned. Yeah, Mataji is here. No work has been attached. You can respond to that. Turned in here, it says. Turned in. I think you can do it, Mataji. I don't know. Is it me because I'm the person who owns this account, or not sure you can do it, but I can see that it's letting me do individual. Vrinda Mataji says, Bhaskar Prabhu, Jyoti Mataji, Srinivas Prabhu, Soumya Mataji, no attachment assigned. Yeah, he says a post. I don't know why it's assigned here. Soumyaji, okay. Let us know, Mataji, if you find any problem, okay? If you have the file ready to be submitted, and if it's not letting you submit, you can even send me my email. I'm good with that. I can just copy and put in my folder under your name. But if you use that Google Classroom, it will be easier for me to grade and finally get the score and all of that before I request a certificate. So let's see whatever is working with you. Are we good? I have Bhakti Sastri, Bhakti Vaibhav and ISKCON Disciple course. I did not teach much this for disciple course. Thank you, devotees. Vanchkalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya vasya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namo. Anantakoti Vaishnavindra ki jai. Anything? Anybody has? We are good? Hare Krishna. Dandavad. If you have any questions, post it to the group. Bimala Mataji and myself will look into it. Okay?
Yes.
Dandavad. See you all next Saturday, same time. Hare Krishna.
Hare